guess what day it is? Welcome to Metaphysical Meltdown, Rock and Roll Paranormal, with me, your rock and roll psychic, Mary Beckman. It is really Wednesday, which is the day we record. So I am saying, because it's beautiful spring equinox, happy equinox to anybody who gets to see this early. Basically my guides. But on Sunday, woohoo, that's when you are seeing us. And today's an awesome day. We welcome Pamela Drinnon to the show. We'll bring her on in just a minute. She is such an awesome person and an actual friend of mine. So glad to have her and happy to see you guys this morning. I'm hoping it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here in Tacoma. I went out and said hi to everybody this morning. Lots of birds around here, lots of little tweeters and things with fluffy tails. And so spring has arrived, everybody. And just think, the last time I was talking to you, and a couple weeks before that, we had snow everywhere. So it is so incredible for it to be more than 70 degrees out and shining sun. So I am so excited for spring. So how about that energy, kids? I woke up this morning and thought, holy cow, felt different to me. And what was so incredibly amazing is I was on a panel last night at the Lou Free Psychic Showcase that we do every Tuesday night at the IHOP in Federal Way, the only way. So come out and see us if you can. It's from 7 to 9 p.m.-ish. And last night we had an awesome guest, Ross Allison. So he talked about ghost stories, which is, I'm going to segue into something cool in a second about that. So anyway, 6 of us were sitting on a panel, 7 if you count Ross, and I don't know if he was in on this or not. I'll have to ask him. But all of a sudden, the person to my left said, hey, I just got a headache. And everybody down the line went, hey, 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 hey. All of us got hit by the energy, bam, 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 all at once as it passed through. I've never seen or heard of that before, but wow, there it was. So big, incredible energy coming in. Of course, the full moon, the full moon is going to be on April 20th. So by the time you see it, already passed, but we can feel that, and we're in Mercury retrograde. So do your best, kids. Drink a lot of water. So what we are going to be doing today is talking about the emotion code and the body code, and talking with Pam Drinnon, and she's going to be really just giving an overview of what she does for folks. And I have felt that work with Pam and with another practitioner, Dale, it was just early last week, I guess. And that is such awesome work. So if you've not had that done for you before, please check that out. So just to make sure that I don't forget, I don't want to forget to tell you what happened last night when I came home. So it was about 11 o'clock. We'd seen Ross, and he was talking ghost stories all night long. I come home, and there is my beautiful husband sitting on the sofa with his eyes like this, saying, you need to check out whether we're alone in here or not. And so I put my stuff down, I got my pendulum out, and by that time I could feel it, because I feel souls in my chest. And I went down to a different part of the house where some stuff had just come in. My husband had bought some old toys, he does that all the time. And so I went up to the toys, and then I could really feel the soul. And I asked the soul if he was ready to go home, and he was. And so last night was able to cross that beautiful soul home to the arms of the angels, up the Rainbow Bridge, and back home. So that was awesome, and didn't expect to see that after talking with Ross about ghost stories last night. So it was pretty cool to come home and have that happen. There is never any coincidences. Tom was just saying, well, I hadn't felt anything for a while. Sure enough, the next day. And then, of course, what was it on the weekend? There was somebody else in the house too. So it happens, kids. Connect your local ghost hunter with you if you need them. So I am also wanting to say one thing too before we go to Pam, is that I have been using some of these products lately called Dandelion Shungite Salve, which comes from our friend Derek Condit from, it's Cosmic Reality, I think. And I will have to look that up for sure, but you might be able to look on the other part of the website, which is www.shungitehoney.com. The other one is Cosmic Reality something or another, but look it up. It's Derek Condit. His products are awesome, and it feels so good. If you can look inside, it's dandelion and honey, beeswax. And so you can put it anywhere all over, and boy, I do. And my skin feels so great. So try that if you would. The other thing that I am really excited about is shungite itself. And so it looks just like this. It looks like it's a little meteorite, little rock. And so I have that all over, in my bra and on my refrigerator. You can place it on vehicles that run like your car, like your lawnmower, like your refrigerator. It helps them run better. It also blocks any kind of an EMF. And so I always do a little blocking thing. I always show people, here's my phone. You guys are going to see it go backwards for me. So you can see my pendulum goes backwards when I test my phone for EMF. That just means, Mary, not so good for you. Not so good. So when you put the shungite, and he has stickers and all kinds of really neat stuff you can put on your electronics. And then I say, hey, is that okay for me? Of course, it's going the opposite direction. Totally fine. So if you want to block your microwave, your computer, your annoying boyfriend or girlfriend, shungite's the way to go. The other thing you could do is, my guide, Mr. Tesla, says, what a dirty phone. He didn't say that. What he says is, if I need to block somebody from me that's giving me a hard time, I can also just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a tic-tac-toe grid. Turn it brilliant blue, and you can block anything with that. So that's another way. But the thing about the shungite is you don't need too much. So people wear jewelry, you eat the stuff in your honey or whatever. You can buy little jars of the powder. You can put it in your own honey, which is really cool. You can put these in your water. You can do all kinds of stuff with shungite. So check out Derek's website, and you'll probably see him in different places around town. He's an awesome brother to a lot of us. He's a great guy. So check that out if you want. And coming right up, without further waiting, Miss Pamela Drinnon. I am so happy to welcome my friend Pam Drinnon here today. She is an emotion and body code practitioner and a medical intuitive. So welcome, Pam.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be with you today. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is just great. And you also were on the radio and did you do radio and podcast before? I can't remember.
Yes, I had a blog talk radio show for like 5 years called Cosmic Contacts with Pam.
Now that's a commitment. 5 years, my gosh.
Basically for 5 years it was. And the only way I could do it is I had my best friend helped me do the show. And
okay.
So she was in it with me. And I just was at a time where I got to meet all these great people. I mean, that's what's helped me over the years, those 5 years. Hearing all this, what was coming in from other, psychics and mediums and astrologers and everything. So it really helped me to grow.
Exactly. And what do you do now? Where do you live and what do you do right now? Kind of explain what's going on in your job.
Well, I live in Redmond, Washington. I moved here from Memphis, Tennessee, and I work at Soul Food Coffee House in Redmond. I'm there 3 days a week, and anytime people can come in and see me, I do the tarot readings. I call them guardian angel readings because I use muscle testing to tune into the person and let their subconscious mind pull the cards. So it's kind of a thing I've been doing, and it really works great, and we're all kind of amazed what cards show up, and they'll go, well, that's just right on. So it's neat. So I don't know what's really working, but I'm having fun with that. But besides that, the main thing that I do with my clients is I do the emotion code and the body code, which I started studying emotion code 7 years ago. When I was back in Tennessee, I've been muscle testing for years, that I had learned from a doctor, from several doctors in Tennessee, and they taught me about the body and how to muscle test. That was when I was a shiatsu massage therapist. I did that for 15 years. I've been in the beauty business. I mean, I've been in all this forever, it feels like. But it's all worked and blended together to get me to where I am now. And where I am now is I'm using the emotion and body code. I keep remembering, Mary, when I first came up here, and I was listening to all these shows on 11:50 a.m., and all they talked about was the way to heal is through the emotions. And I thought, well, I know how to do that because I'm studying emotion code, and I can do this, and I can muscle test. But I realized then that seemed to be the big thing, is how do we tap into the emotions? And of course, this is the fastest, easiest, quickest way you can do it. So I went to Dr. Bradley Nelson. I took his course, and then after I did that, I took the body code. You have to do one before the other. And I have just loved it. I mean, it's just helped me to be like a doctor. And besides already knowing a lot from what I had learned from the doctors I worked with back in Tennessee, um, doing the emotion body code is just even more. So I combine what I know already, because I do a lot of body scans with people, and I can check a lot of things. Um, and what it's all really is about is the subconscious mind. And I know that over the years now that I have been practicing muscle testing and being able to tap in to the subconscious, which you can do many ways. It's just the way that I choose to do it. But I've gone on to knowing that, um, well, the subconscious mind, if it's not in alignment with anything that we want to do, it won't happen. I mean, we can pray till the cows come home. But if it doesn't feel good about itself, or it doesn't feel right about a situation, it just won't happen. Even to losing. Uh-oh, it says I lost connection. Hello?
Yes, we did. You're back.
For a minute, I'm sorry. Is that me or you?
I don't know. It's probably the spaceship overhead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. But anyway, there's just so much that I could talk about. Um, what do
I
you
have some
What do you want
questions.
me to talk about?
Yes. So, listening closely to you, I would love it if you would explain muscle testing to people, and also give us a little clue about how you do that body scan, because you do things differently than a lot of people. And I'd love to know how you do both those things.
Okay. All right. Well, the muscle testing, when I first learned a muscle test, which was back in '82 when I was doing massage therapy, I never felt good at it. I didn't feel like I was really getting a good reading with people. So I would put it aside, and then I'd go back and try different people, which is the one where you just hold the arm out and you push it down, and see if it goes weak or if it's strong. Uh, but it was years later when I moved from California to back to Memphis that I met the doctors, and they're telling me that most people are not testable because they don't drink enough water, and they're really low in minerals. And if you are, your body, you can't test. So they said you need to become the proxy. So that's when I decided to learn to muscle test um, myself without using anybody's arm or anything. In fact, I use my hand to ask everything, and it's placing my middle finger on top of my ring finger. And when I push down, it's just like a little arm. It's no. When I hold it strong, it's yes, just like that. Yeah. Hold it. You just start out and you say, subconscious mind, are you there? And that's exactly how I started doing it. And at first it was going down, it wasn't working. But every day I kept saying, are you there? Or I would go try to muscle test with my finger. And I would have to move my finger over. I mean, but I knew I wanted to do it this way because this was the easy way. And as long as I kept myself hydrated and full of minerals, I'd be able to test everybody. So anyway, I finally it took 3 months for it to really work, where I knew that when I did this, when I asked, I got an answer. And first it was just yes and no. But many years ago, when I was living in LA, I went to a workshop and met a wonderful woman who was a kahuna, and she took us on a journey to meet the subconscious mind. Well, when my subconscious mind came in to the meditation, her name's Sweet Pea, and she's 3 years old, and she just wants to play. So I'm going, 3-year-olds running my life. That's fun. That's interesting. So, and most of subconscious minds are at 3, 4, up to 7. That's the oldest. If a subconscious mind is 7 years old, remember your subconscious mind is just a little child, and that's who you're talking to when you're muscle testing and connecting up. Your subconscious mind is your body. See, your body can't lie about anything, but your brain will lie about everything.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
No, it doesn't care. Tell lies, it doesn't care. But if you ask your body if it liked something, it would go weak. It'd go, oh no, you can't hold your strength. And it would tell you the truth. So, I mean, brain doesn't know right and wrong, good and bad, yes or no. But the body knows.
Okay.
And the intuition is in the solar plexus. That's where it resides. And it really is connected, get this, to these ring fingers. That's how you contact the subconscious. It's because this finger is your relationship finger. It goes right to your heart. Because I asked about this, but you can use any finger. Doesn't make any difference. But you'll have more energy in the ring finger to connect up with.
So can I ask you quickly, did you come up with that yourself? Is that your thing?
What do you mean?
Well, when you do what you're doing right there, did you come up with that? Or
this is how my chiropractor taught me.
I understand.
I had moved out of town, and he was trying to, muscle test me, and he said, because I had food allergies, I couldn't eat anything, so I learned to do this myself so I could just test my food. But then I started testing everything. And then I went from testing to asking questions. Sweet Pea, are you there? Once I learned I had a subconscious mind, I wanted to talk to it. And I'd always get a yes. Well, now this is how it works. To enter the kingdom of heaven, you have to be an innocent child. To make contact to your superconscious mind, it can only come through the subconscious. Consciously, we cannot do it. It has to be through the subconscious mind. This is what the kahunas talk about. And the subconscious mind is just a little innocent child. But if we don't feel good about ourselves, if we don't feel, if we have low self-esteem, or we just don't like who we are, when we need help and we pray, the subconscious mind immediately will go to the superconscious mind if it feels good about itself. But if it doesn't feel good about itself, it doesn't feel worthy, it feels bad, it's not a good person, because we're always talking to this little child and beating it up and everything, making it feel guilty and shame. So the thing is that if we really had a relationship with the subconscious mind, and this is what Dr. Hugh Lynn, the one that Holly Alkali, that taught the Ho'oponopono, I worked with him for 3 or 4 years. Took his workshops. He's an amazing man. But I learned about the Ho'oponopono. He told us all kinds of information about the subconscious mind, how it works, how we can contact it, what we need to do. And of course, he just says it's just your child. But I started really, and see, when I did make contact with Sweet Pea, all she wanted to do was play. I thought, well, I can play with her every day. And so it might be just to go get a latte in the morning, first thing, or she loves to wear jewelry, so I like to pick out my jewelry and my clothes. I really bring her into that she's with me. This is my little child that's 3 years old, and I'm playing with her every day. And when I make that great connection with her, and she feels so loved by me, and so innocent, and special and precious, when I need help, she immediately can go to the superconscious mind, our guardian angel. Me and Tammy got a problem down here. We need some help. That's kind of how I see it. And that's when, but then the superconscious mind, remember the subconscious mind is your intuition. That's that gut feeling. That's those little knowings, tinglings, or whatever people feel. But the superconscious mind is inspiration. And this is what Holly Alkali said, that when the superconscious mind answers, it will be like an aha, or a light bulb's going on. And he said there's energy behind that. He said take that energy when you get that aha and go with it. If you want to say, how can I make more money, or how can I manifest this or that, and when you get that thought, that inspiration, and sometimes that inspiration will come through somebody else if you're doing the Ho'oponopono on them. We're cleaning on them so they can get inspired and get the healing of whatever the situation is. Does that make sense to you?
It makes great sense. And there will be a few people listening that don't know what the Ho'oponopono is. Can you just say that really quickly?
Yes. The Ho'oponopono is an ancient prayer that comes from Huna, which Huna means secret, the secret to life. I mean, they've kept this stuff secret for hundreds of years. But Haleakala brought it to the United States more than it was already there, but he really got it going here. And okay, now I forgot. We were talking about, what did you want me to
just say the words for the Ho'oponopono for people.
The Ho'oponopono means to make things right. That's what it means. You say that the prayer is, I'm sorry, apologize, forgive me, I love you. That's it. And you're telling Holy Spirit, you're talking to your higher self, your guardian angel, I'm sorry, I apologize, please forgive me, I love you. And when I do this, it will be, if someone, and Holly Alkalot said, Pam, remember, if someone comes into your life with a problem, it's your problem. You wouldn't have attracted it, which we know that. So I think about a lot of things. I thought, God, is that really my problem? You know, okay, all right. So I need to clean on it because they're too unconscious and they don't know how to heal this situation or whatever's going on with it. And it's so great with the work that I do because I can clean on them. I teach them how to do the Ho'oponopono. Everybody's open and receptive to it. But again, the prayer means to make things right. So the prayer is, Divine Creator, if I have offended thee in my thoughts, words, deeds, or actions, I'm sorry, I apologize, forgive me, I love you. Whatever I've done to create this situation or anything that's less than love shows up in my life, I'm going to take 100% responsibility for it. So what you do is, say somebody comes in and they got this big problem, you're going, oh gosh, all I can do is just pray for them. So you're going to do the prayer and you say, you know, whatever I've done for Mary Bateman to show up in my life, this problem, I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you. I'm taking 100% responsibility for it. Because she really is not conscious enough right now in her growth or whatever to take that responsibility. So I'm going to do it. And maybe she doesn't even believe it. But I can do that. And then as I say the Ho'oponopono, which I'll do for several days for everybody, I will get that inspiration or they'll get it. Or things just get better. It just makes things right. It's so much fun to work with. And
my gosh.
Since like 90, I met him in 97. That's how long I've been practicing the Ho'oponopono.
Wow. So you have a working list of people that you're praying for at all times.
Yeah, it's usually people that come and see me, or I'll talk to someone, and or I'll think about someone that I have, you know, I don't feel 100% complete with, and and I'll just say, you know, whatever I've done, you know, I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you. I take 100% responsibility for that situation, even though I felt like I didn't do anything, but there was an issue there, so I've got to clean on it. That's what Haleakala called it, cleaning on it. We'd have these workshops, and he'd go in, he wouldn't let us in. He cleaned the rooms, and he Ho'oponopono, and he cleaned the chairs, and he cleaned all the entities out of the room. I mean, he was into it. It was so fun, and that was back when I didn't even know hardly any of this stuff. And I had just moved to LA, and just how I went out there to learn about him. I met him a week later. Well, that shows you those angels were on it.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's the best story ever. I am never going to forget. I'm going to clean on it. I will never forget that.
He's going to clean on it. And that's what he does. He's just cleaning on everything. Everything gets cleaned on. And, you know, and he would teach us one thing that he did, and I love, because some people say, well, I can't remember that prayer. I said, well, put it on a sticky note or something. You don't even have to remember the prayer. Just know that you know the Ho'oponopono, and you can say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Father, whatever I've done to create Mary showing up in my life like this, I'm sorry. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you. Or he would have us do this, and I do this a lot. I'll say the prayer a couple of times, then I'll do the light switch. You think about being in a room and the lights are off, so it's dark. Then you switch, the light switches on, and the light's on, enlightenment. And so then I would say, light switch on me. You always say me first, because if you're not well, you can't help someone else. Light switch on me and Mary and this problem. I'm taking 100% responsibility. Light switch on me and Mary. In the healing of our relationship, or the healing of whatever. Me first. And then, you say, then the whole family, the cats, the dogs, light switch
Yes.
on everyone. But you're just saying enlightenment on this situation.
Yes, I love that. And thank you for using me as an example. Who knows what you healed just now? Who knows? Probably something good.
Oh, you're fantastic. You're 100%.
Well, not always. And you've worked on me quite a few times with all my different things over the years. And I just had somebody work on me with, I didn't even know she was doing the emotion code. She just sat next to me for about a half hour. And I tell you, she cleared up one of my biggest issues that I didn't even know was there. And the lightning that I felt after that was incredible. So I ordered that book and I cannot wait to remember. So how I did it over this last week is I just said, Holy Ones, I don't know what happened to me, but can you remember that process so I can use it? So during this week, I picked a couple things that I learned from the woman who was doing some of the emotion code to me, and that is powerful stuff. And I'm just excited to read the book to actually get a little bit more. So could you please tell everybody about your body scan? That will be really interesting to people, I think.
Okay, the body scan was taught to me by the doctors in Memphis. There were two chiropractors and a nutritionist. Well, they were chiropractor nutritionists, and then just one that was a nutritionist. But I would go see them for healing and stuff. So they started teaching me because I sent them all these clients because I knew that they could tune into the body. It seems that the body has points. We're not talking about acupuncture points. We are talking about like specific points that you have to learn and know where they're at. And then you can just start, like I would, say I want to do a scan on you. I would start there's a way you start, you go right astrology, left astrology, metabolic. You go metabolic because it might be you want to test them on the positive or you want to test them on the negative, and it will tell you then. But you're fine, you don't have to do that. That would tell me that you had a problem if it was metabolic. Okay, stomach is good, gallbladder's happy, liver's happy, spleen's happy, gallbladder's happy, colon's happy, small intestine's happy, your bladder's happy, ovaries. Okay, your right ovary's happy, your left ovary's not. Now that left ovary is supposed to calibrate at 10. It's at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what that would tell me that you probably just have some trapped emotions in that left ovary. So if we clear that ovary out, you'll be up to a 10 again. That's what I do. So I will take off these emotions and get your ovaries, all your organs calibrate at 10 except the heart is 12 and the brain is 14. Everything else is 10. Everything you check, 10, 10. So anyway, say I clear off the emotions and I pull the chart up and I come down here. Okay, the first emotion is overwhelmed, so that's kind of stuck in that little left ovary there. Let's see what else.
Poor thing.
I know, shock, something shocking happened. Are any of these heart walls? They're both heart walls, so that means it's been in there for a while. The reason you want to clear out a heart wall because it blocks energy to the heart. That's what it is. Or something. Even though but the emotions always go to the weak organ. That's why when people have cancer, they'll always find a lot of trapped emotions where that energy's at in the body. So and when you start cleaning off those emotions, I've noticed because I woke up one day and I just felt yucky, and I thought, oh, I'm getting sick. I feel like my lungs. What's wrong? So I pulled up the BodyCode and looked at it. Sure enough, and I was having a hard time breathing. I cleared off 3 emotions. I felt great. My breath was back. I was okay. I checked. My lungs back to 10. But it was grieving, and I broke up with this guy. And See, these emotions, they get stuck and they create our imbalances. It starts with the emotions and it gets attached in the body and it kind of goes all through. And we can release a lot of the emotions. But when we get a heart wall, that means that your subconscious mind, something happened, usually when you're young, something traumatic, it put a wall up for your protection because it was too traumatic for you. Something happened when you went in the first grade and it was a shock to you. So your subconscious mind, want to protect you, put a 10-foot brick wall there. Well, that wall, when it goes up, you're going to always feel shocked, about things. That doesn't
Oh my gosh. That's so true.
It's just a trapped emotion. Say came in and you got shocked because somebody almost ran in front of you, like scared or whatever. And that would stay with you for a day or so, but then it would go away because you could release that.
So can I ask you a question? Yeah. I know that many people right now on the planet, because of these incoming energies, are feeling it in a couple of places, one being the heart. What could you tell people about finding a person like you anywhere? Do they just find a person in their town, emotion and body code practitioner?
Yes, and well, first of all, I would just go, if you have to go to thehealinglibrary.com. And that's or put in Dr. Bradley Nelson, it'll take you there. And then you can put in your state and where you live, and they will find you a practitioner. So they keep it. Once you get certified, you're in there, and they can, they'll send you clients. They'll tell you so and so, or have someone connect with you. Yeah, absolutely.
So what the person was doing for me the other day was heart wall around abuse. And the difference that I felt, and I forget where it was on me. I can't remember because I can't remember very much of the treatment at all. I was completely transported out. So I know she was doing some other things too, but she had a very kind voice too, just like you. You just kind of, whenever a healer works on you, you kind of have that love for them, certainly. And I was in a love bliss state as she was working on me. And I have felt different, completely different. And that was something that happened when I was a tiny baby.
Yeah. Well, the abuse, of course, I don't see it as an emotion here. Is that what she said the emotion was abuse with the heart wall?
Oh, she said so many things. I can't remember what she said because I was out of it.
You were young. Yeah, and so, all right, let's do one. Let's just do shock. Let's see where that takes you.
Sure.
Go back in time. And I always do like this because I want the subconscious mind. All right, we're going back. When you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My finger goes down at 5. And does this have to do with the mother? Does it have to do with the father? It's something with the father at 5 years old that was shocking to you. And that's as far as I can get. Then you have to say, yeah, I can remember something then. I want to ask about overwhelmed, because that was the first one. And with that is a heart wall. And let's go back in time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When overwhelmed shows up, what I get is when a little child feels overwhelmed, it means it doesn't know how to fix it. It doesn't know how to make it right. It's an innocent little child. And so from then on, anything that comes around you, it's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be scary. You may not be able to fix it. You may can't fix it right. And that comes up. So many people feel overwhelmed so quickly. I mean, like Wayne, before we started, it was overwhelming. Yeah. But anyway, so is that overwhelm having to do when you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That had to do with your mother, had to do with your father. So there was a couple of things going on there at 5 years old. And that's usually, we can go back to remembering at 3, but 5 is when they usually really.
What I think it is I had such a hard time leaving my nice mom and dad and going to school.
You mean that was it?
I think it probably was. I mean, because at home, prior to that, there were, everybody has issues, but school was really hard for me. I was such a little weirdo with all of these, empathic, tendencies. I could pick up on everybody's everything,
I know. Well, look at that. And I'm definitely getting a positive on that. And that was overwhelming. And it was the shock of leaving your parents. And that The subconscious mind, though, your subconscious mind, to protect you, put a wall up made of wood, stone, steel, brick, a brick wall. 1, 2, 3, 3-foot thick brick wall. That was your big protection. But again, that wall is up, so you can always, well, but we're going to take them off of you. This is how you release it. And
Okay.
you don't have to. Dr. Nelson uses magnets and stuff. You can use your hands, your magnet. So you just go infinite love and gratitude, infinite love. You're going along the governing meridian, starting here at the top of the head. Infinite love and gratitude, infinite love, infinite love, infinite love. More than about 3 or 4 times, and then did we clear? We cleared overwhelm. Now let's clear shock. You've got to do each one. Blow off shock. Infinite love and gratitude, infinite love and gratitude, infinite love, infinite love. Did we clear it? Yes, we did. Did the subconscious one clear it? Yes, it did. So, sometimes it doesn't clear it. I've learned I have to go back and get it want to clear because, anyway, you're dealing with a child. Your subconscious mind is 1, 2, 3, 4. She's 4 years old.
Oh my gosh, little stinker.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to start working with anyone who wants to have a session where I can take them to meet their subconscious mind, get their name, get their age, figure out what they want from us. Because when you find out what your subconscious mind wants and starts taking care of it, your life will change. I'm telling you, I couldn't do it without my sweet pea.
Well, I will be making an appointment with you for that.
I know.
So,
And see, I've been wanting to do this, and this was one of the first things my angels told me when I first came up here. Pam, you need to teach people how to do this. But I guess it wasn't an idea whose time has come. Enough people are understanding about the subconscious mind, and if they can muscle test and connect up with their little inner child, they can just call a shot. Remember, your subconscious mind is your genie in the bottle. It'll give you everything you want, but it just has to feel wonderful about itself and loved and safe and protected and free of guilt and shame and blame.
that is so beautiful. So can you tell people one more time again, how do we find you? Give us your anything,
Okay.
any way to find
Yeah.
you.
You can find me, you can email me to angelworks, WRKS 22 at hotmail.com. My phone number is 901-331-0841. That's 331-0841. And, of course, you can Facebook me. You can go, I have a Facebook. I also have Instagram. You can put my name in, Pamela Drinnon or Pam Drinnon. And and come see me here in Redmond, if you're in Washington, and get a reading with me. And what I do is, and it works so great, is I'll either scan people or I'll do the body code. And I just incorporate a little bit of everything with them. And I clear the emotions. Many times when I start doing the body code, there'll be a lot of emotions come up because there'll be different organs that start showing up. So I'll clear some off to begin with, and then I'll clear off more. It can take to do both, it takes about an hour.
That was my question. And can you do it without the person in front of you?
Absolutely.
Okay, good, because there'll be people seeing you from all over the place. And so it's okay for us to call you and
Is hear their voice.
okay.
Get their vibration, and I can muscle test anybody, anywhere.
Okay.
After you do get in touch with your subconscious, I've always asked, well, when do I get to take them to meet the superconscious? Because my superconscious mind, her name is Beautiful Beloved, and she came in when I was sitting in a hot tub one night, thinking about my day, and I just hear this voice, and I'm beautiful beloved, and da da da. And so when I asked, I said, "Is this a guide or an angel?" And then I finally got, this is like my oversoul. This is my guardian. This is my guardian angel, and that is the main reason I've studied with Holly Alkali, because I wanted to learn about an angel. How do we contact your angel? And this is it, through muscle testing. You can have constant contact with your higher self, talk to your angel anytime. But see, you do it with the pendulum. Everybody's got their own way. But if your little inner child, your little girl's not happy, you can pray to cows come home, I'm telling you. And that's why prayers do not get answered. It's because the little child doesn't feel it. If it's not feeling it doesn't feel good about itself, because it's got all these trapped emotions and heart walls and all this stuff. that, keeping it feeling bad about itself.
Okay. Very good. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Well, thank you. What a great time.
So thanks for stopping by, everybody. And later on, I was chatting with Pam on the phone, and she was talking about noticing that people's pH was really off lately. And we got to talking about energy, and that's what we started looking at. We went after the energy to see if it was messing with our pH. And so it is true, it really is. And so if you feel funny, you might want to check your pH. And what you can do is you can add a teaspoon of baking soda to water, and you want to at least do 5 ounces of water 3 times a day. 1 teaspoon 3 times a day in at least 5 ounces of water for 2 days, and your pH will be back. So that's pretty good information because that's an extra little level. I'm hoping everybody, when they're brushing their teeth, they're grounding. We've talked about grounding till we're blue in the face, but it's really important right now. So remember, grounding, shielding in some way, looking at your pH, checking out your aura, giving a lot of thanks. Gratitude tunes up your energy. So that's all I have for you today. I love you guys. Peace out.